In a dramatic and shocking turn of events, Buckingham Palace has become the epicenter of a royal crisis that is shaking the monarchy to its very core. The once harmonious partnership between King Charles and Queen Camilla has collapsed into an intense power struggle that has left the Queen Consort sidelined and stripped of any real authority. What began as subtle tensions behind closed doors has exploded into a conflict of monumental proportions, leaving insiders questioning what this means for the future of the royal family. For years, Camilla, the long-suffering partner of King Charles, worked to secure her position as Queen Consort, carefully navigating the intricate web of royal protocol and public expectations. Yet, despite her success in carving out a significant role for herself within the monarchy, her ambition has now become her undoing. Recent demands for increased power, both for herself and her family, have led to a stunning rejection by King Charles, one that has shattered the delicate balance within the palace and cast a shadow over her once unassailable position. The tension between Camilla and King Charles did not appear overnight. For months, insiders within the royal family have been whispering about Camilla's growing dissatisfaction with her role and her desire to increase her influence. As Queen Consort, she had undoubtedly secured a place in history, but for Camilla, that was never enough. She wanted more. She sought not just a larger role for herself, but for her family, specifically her son Tom Parker Bowles, whom she hoped to see integrated into the royal fold. Tom had always been on the periphery of royal life, despite being her son. He had never been fully embraced by the royal family in the way that Charles's children were. Camilla had long harbored hopes of changing this, and recently, she began pushing for his official recognition. The idea of Tom becoming a central figure in the monarchy was not just a suggestion, but a clear demand. She wanted him to be given an official position that would elevate him within royal circles, and by extension, solidify her own standing. However, this was not the only shocking request Camilla made. Sources close to the royal family report that she also sought to elevate her ex-husband, Andrew Parker Bowles, to a prominent position within the monarchy. It was an unprecedented suggestion, one that left many royal insiders stunned and bewildered. For Charles, it was a step too far. Camilla's ambitions, it seemed, had become too much to bear, and it became increasingly clear that her vision for the future of the royal family was incompatible with his own. The confrontation between King Charles and Camilla reached a breaking point when the king, reportedly tired of Camilla's persistent demands, made a bold decision. In a dramatic showdown, he firmly rejected her requests for expanded influence. His words, according to sources, were blunt and final. "This is not about the monarchy's future, this is about your personal ambitions," he told her. "You are jeopardizing the integrity of the monarchy with these demands. I will not allow it." Charles's rejection was not a fleeting moment, but a carefully calculated response. He understood the gravity of the situation, and knew that he could not allow Camilla's ambition to threaten the future of the royal family. As king, his duty was to protect the monarchy and its legacy, and he was not about to let personal agendas cloud that responsibility. The fallout from this confrontation was immediate and far-reaching. Camilla, who had spent years building her power within the royal family, found herself publicly rebuffed by the very man she had once trusted most. Sources inside the palace describe her as being visibly shaken by the rejection. Her ambition had been dealt a crushing blow, and she struggled to process the magnitude of what had just transpired. In a rare and deeply emotional outburst, Camilla reportedly confronted Charles, shouting in disbelief, "After everything I've done for you, for this family, you owe me this." Her words, laden with frustration and desperation, were a stark contrast to the poised and composed public figure the world had come to know. For Camilla, this moment of raw vulnerability was a glimpse into the woman behind the public facade, a woman who had invested everything into the monarchy, and who now found herself cast aside. It is said that Camilla's meltdown was not just about the rejection of her ambitions, but also about her sense of betrayal. "I've stood by you, I've supported you," she reportedly told Charles. "And now, you turn your back on me." Her anger was palpable, as she tried to comprehend why her years of loyalty and dedication had been so easily dismissed. Despite her emotional plea, Charles remained unmoved. His decision was final. Camilla was no longer part of the royal family's future decision-making process. Palace insiders report that Charles made it abundantly clear, Camilla's influence in royal matters was over. This decision sent shockwaves through the palace, leaving the royal family in a state of uncertainty. The immediate consequences of Camilla's sidelining have been profound. Buckingham Palace, once a symbol of unity and order, is now a place of division. Some members of the royal family have rallied behind King Charles, applauding his decisive action in quelling the threat posed by Camilla's ambitions. However, others have expressed concern over the manner in which Camilla was publicly removed from the royal decision-making process. One palace insider noted, "This is a delicate matter. Camilla has been a loyal partner to Charles for many years. To humiliate her in this way may have unintended consequences." Some feared that Charles's actions could backfire, leading to further resentment and division within the royal family. Yet, as Camilla grapples with the fallout of her ambitious power play, she remains adamant about her loyalty to the crown. "I will always remain committed to the monarchy," she reportedly told those closest to her, despite the devastation of being sidelined. However, it is clear that her position within the royal family has been irrevocably changed, and her influence is now significantly diminished. As if Camilla's downfall were not enough, the fallout has also severely impacted her son, Tom Parker Bowles. Tom had been at the center of his mother's plans for a larger role within the monarchy, but now, with Camilla's position in shambles, his own future looks uncertain. His mother's ambition had raised hopes that he might one day play a larger role in royal affairs, but now that vision seems unlikely. Sources reveal that Tom is furious about how his mother's power play has spiraled out of control. "This situation has ruined everything for Tom," one insider explained. He had genuine hopes of becoming a more prominent figure in the monarchy, but now those dreams have been dashed. He feels betrayed by the way things have turned out. Tom's position within the royal family is now more precarious than ever, and the prospects of him gaining any significant influence seem all but extinguished. His mother's failure has cost him dearly, and it remains to be seen whether he can ever regain the favor of the royal family. With Camilla's ambitions crushed and her influence eradicated, King Charles has firmly reasserted his control over the monarchy. Sources close to the palace report that the king is now more determined than ever to refocus the royal family on its core mission. The days of personal power plays are over, and the monarchy's future will no longer be dictated by individual ambition. "Charles has learned a valuable lesson from this," a palace aide commented. "No one, not even Camilla, can put their personal ambitions before the greater good of the monarchy." As King Charles moves to re-establish control, questions remain about the long-term implications of this royal showdown. What does this mean for the future of Camilla's role? Will she be quietly pushed into the background, her influence forever diminished? Or is this the beginning of an entirely new chapter in the royal family's history, one in which King Charles takes full command?